Looking for a fun way to boost your English? Quick chats, easy tips, and a whole lot of poppin' energy, all in one place. This is Podcast Popcorn. Let's pop into it and make learning fun.
Today, we're really zeroing in on something I think a lot of English learners run into.
Mm-hmm.
That feel, when your thoughts just get tangled up, your brain kind of freezes right when you want to speak.
Oh, yeah. That overthinking spiral, it can really put a lid on your fluency, can it? And your confidence, too.
Totally. It's like this internal editor just slams on the brakes.
It is. It's fascinating, actually. That clash between wanting to say something and this internal critic.
Mm-hmm.
We see it in other areas, too, stepping outside your comfort zone.
Right. And we want to unpack that today, but more importantly, give you some actual tools, some things you can do about it.
Yeah, practical stuff.
We've been digging into some insights from the podcast Popcorn audio, actually. They had a really useful chat about why this happens and some strategies you can kind of weave into your daily life.
Good source.
So our mission today is basically to pull out those key ideas for you, our listener, so you not only get why it happens, but you can actually start speaking more freely, more confidently.
Okay, let's do it. So where does this overthinking actually come from? When you're trying to, speak English? What's going on under the hood?
Well, one big thing that came up is just that fear, the fear of making mistakes.
Mm-hmm. The classic.
Yeah, you worry about being judged, maybe sounding silly, or, someone laughing, which honestly probably won't happen. But that fear, it feels very real.
Oh, absolutely. Fear is such a powerful driver, isn't it? And in language learning, it just gets amplified because you feel vulnerable. It's interesting psychologically how that fear can almost make you cause the mistakes you're trying so hard to avoid.
That's such a good point. Like, you're so busy watching your feet, you end up tripping anyway.
Exactly. And that fear often connects to another habit, doesn't it?
You mean the translating thing?
Yeah, that word-for-word translation from your first language. Your brain's desperately trying to match everything up perfectly before you even open your mouth.
Right, like building the sentence piece by piece in your head first.
Which is just, it's cognitively slow, right?
Yeah.
It's inefficient, lots of back and forth between languages. Think of it like, running software on the wrong OS. It just bogs everything down.
Yeah, it really kills that natural conversational flow. Your mental gears are just grinding away.
And by the time you found the perfect word, the moment's gone.
Exactly. And then there's the other side of that coin, this desire for perfection.
Ah, yes. The perfectionism trap.
Feeling like every single sentence has to be flawless, perfect grammar, perfect phrasing.
Which is just, it's paralyzing. Setting the bar that high, especially when you're still learning, it's unrealistic. It's like wanting to bake a Michelin star cake on day one. The pressure stops you even starting.
Totally. And that leads straight to the hesitation, doesn't it? The pauses, the silence, that feeling of just blanking.
Mm-hmm. Blanking, exactly.
So, okay, we see why it happens, but what's the actual real world damage? How does all this overthinking mess with your communication?
Well, the first and most obvious casualty is fluency. All that internal checking and pausing, it just chops up your speech. You can't get any rhythm going.
Right, like a song with too many awkward silences. The melody just disappears.
That's a great analogy. And tied to that, it really hammers your confidence,
Yeah, I bet.
Every time you freeze up or stumble because you are overthinking, it just reinforces this negative idea about your own speaking ability. Makes you even more scared next time.
Creates a vicious cycle, sort of.
Exactly. And then there's the sound of it. It doesn't sound natural, does it?
No, probably sounds a bit stilted. Robotic, maybe?
Precisely. Even if the words are technically correct, you lose that natural cadence, the intonation, the little fillers people use. That all goes out the window when you're stuck in your head.
Okay, so it really impacts fluency, confidence, and just sounding natural. So knowing all that, what can you actually do? What are the steps to break free?
Right, the solutions. Well, the first big area is mindset. It really starts there.
Changing how you think about it all?
Exactly. It's about fundamentally reframing how you see mistakes.
Okay, so instead of seeing them as failures.
See them as data points.
Yes.
As feedback. Honestly, each mistake is a chance to learn something, to adjust your understanding. It sounds simple, but that shift in perspective is crucial.
So permission to mess up, basically.
Yes. Actively tell yourself it's okay to make mistakes. It sounds almost trivial, but that internal permission, it's powerful.
And really try to believe it, not just say it.
Exactly. Create a more supportive inner voice. And to help that sink in, the suggestion was to actually repeat something like, Mistakes help me learn. Like a little mantra.
Okay, I like that. Mistakes help me learn. Actively reprogramming that fear response.
You got it. Turning errors into teachers.
Okay, mindset shift first. What's next on the practical side?
And the next big one is actively trying to think in English.
Okay. So cutting out the middleman, the translation step.
Precisely. Bypassing your first language.
That sounds hard, especially at the beginning. How do you even start doing that?
The advice is to start really, really small. Like ridiculously small. Look around you right now. Describe something simple, directly in English.
Okay, so like, my mug is blue.
Not thinking the word for mug in my language first.
Exactly. Just direct link. Object mic English word. The table is brown. My phone is on the desk. Simple labels. Forging those direct pathways in your brain.
Got it. Bypassing the translation for everyday stuff.
And then build on that. Try planning little bits of your day in English, just in your head. Okay, I'll eat lunch soon. Need to check my email.
Mental rehearsals.
Yeah. It trains your brain to operate in English, even for simple thoughts. And the key was, like, just 5 minutes a day.
5 minutes? That feels doable. Not overwhelming.
Totally. Consistency over intensity. Small, regular efforts to rewire things.
Okay, so mindset, thinking in English. What else is in the toolkit?
Daily speaking practice. Simple as that, really.
Just speak more.
Yeah. The more you actually use the language, the less headspace there is for overthinking. You start building automaticity. Makes sense. Like riding a bike, right? You stop thinking about how to balance eventually.
Exactly.
But what if you feel super awkward speaking, especially if others might hear?
That's where this 1-minute speaking exercise comes in. It's brilliant.
Okay, tell me more.
You just pick a super simple topic, like my favorite food, or my cat, or what I did this morning. Anything easy.
Right.
And then you just talk.
Yeah.
Out loud.
Yeah.
For 1 minute straight.
Non-stop.
Non-stop. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't worry about grammar. Don't pause to search for the perfect word. Just keep the sound going for 60 seconds.
Wow, okay. 1 minute. That actually sounds manageable. Less scary than a whole conversation.
Exactly. And the beauty is you can do it completely alone. No pressure, just you and your voice.
Building that comfort level privately first? I like that.
It gets your vocal cords working, gets your thoughts flowing in English, gets you used to hearing yourself speak the language.
Okay, good one. So, mindset, thinking in English, 1 minute drills. Is there another technique?
Yes, shadowing. Shadowing English speakers.
Shadowing. Okay, break that down for us. What does that mean?
Sure. So you take a short bit of English audio or video. Could be anything. A line from a TV show, a sentence from a podcast clip.
Like the Friends example they mentioned. I'll be there for you.
Exactly like that. You listen to the short phrase or sentence.
Okay.
Then you pause it. And immediately you try to repeat it exactly as you heard it.
So copying everything. The words, the speed, the intonation.
Everything. The rhythm, the pauses, the ups and downs of the voice. You're trying to be an echo. Sound just like the original speaker.
Ah, okay. So it's less about understanding, more about mimicking the sound and flow.
Precisely. It trains your ear and your mouth for that natural English rhythm. And again, the suggestion was just 5 minutes a day.
These 5-minute chunks are great. Makes it feel like you can actually fit this stuff in.
Yeah, small, consistent actions. They build habits much better than trying some massive overhaul overnight.
Definitely. Okay, we've got a good set of tools now. Mindset, thinking in English, speaking drills, shadowing. Is there a final piece?
Well, the final piece is maybe the simplest, but also the most crucial. It's just speak.
Just do it.
Just do it. Make a real effort to use English whenever you can. Weave it into your life.
So deliberately seeking out opportunities, even if they feel a bit uncomfortable at first.
Exactly. Maybe you chat with friends who are also learning. Or you find a language exchange partner online, maybe using an app like Candom. Or honestly, even just talking to yourself. Narrate what you're doing as you cook dinner.
Yeah.
Or think out loud in English while you're walking.
Anything to just get the words out more often.
Yes.
Yeah.
The more speaking becomes a regular habit, the less you'll default to that overthinking mode before you start.
Yeah.
It becomes more automatic.
And didn't they have a challenge for the listener, like right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just say one sentence out loud right now.
Yeah.
Anything. Hello? The sky is blue. I need coffee. Doesn't matter. Just break the ice. Speak.
Love that. Just start. Okay, so we have these techniques. How do you keep it going? How do you make sure these stick and aren't just things you try for a day?
That's key, isn't it? Sustainability. Well, one big tip is to make it fun.
How so?
Link it to stuff you actually enjoy doing anyway. If you like cooking, describe the steps in English. If you have a hobby, find someone to chat about it with in English. If it feels like play, not just work, you're more likely to stick with it.
Makes sense. Less like a chore.
And rewards. Set up little rewards for yourself, like, if I do my 5 minutes of shadowing every day this week, I'll watch that English movie I wanted to see.
Ah, positive reinforcement.
Wow.
Nice.
Exactly. And maybe the biggest thing, be patient. Don't give up. There will be days when it feels hard when you stumble. That's normal. Just keep going. Don't get discouraged.
Persistence is key. Now, speaking of feeling stuck, Podcast Popcorn brought up a listener question that was spot on. Someone wrote, I freeze when I speak English. Help!
Yeah.
That exact feeling.
Oh yeah, that's so relatable, isn't it? That deer in the headlights feeling.
Totally. So, based on what we've discussed, what's the immediate advice for that person?
Well, number one has to be tackling that mindset, right? Really hammering home that internal message. Mistakes are okay. Mistakes are how I learn. Giving yourself that permission.
Start there. Diffuse the fear bomb first.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then immediately jump into that 1-minute speaking exercise. Just talk to yourself about something simple. Start building that muscle memory, that comfort in a totally safe space.
Small bursts of bravery, almost.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Tiny steps to just chip away at that feeling of being frozen. Build some forward momentum, however small.
Okay, great. So let's just quickly recap the big strategies then. It's about changing your mindset about mistakes.
Seeing them as learning tools.
Training yourself to think directly in English, even starting small.
Bypassing translation.
Doing daily speaking practice, like that 1-minute exercise, even alone.
Building fluency and confidence.
Using shadowing to get the natural rhythm and sound.
Mimicking native flow.
And finally, just finding ways to speak more in your actual life.
Making it a habit. Integrating it.
Right. And the advice is not to try and do everything at once, is it?
No, definitely not. Pick one. Just one thing from that list that sounds appealing or doable for you, and start with that today. One small change.
Excellent. Because really, getting past that overthinking comes down to practice and being kinder to yourself and just letting the words flow, yeah.
That's it. Quieting that inner critic and getting the words out there.
So as you move forward with this, maybe trying out one of these ideas, here's something to think about. We mentioned rewards. What specific personal reward could you set for yourself when you hit a consistent streak with your English speaking practice? What little celebration will keep you motivated?
Enjoyed today's episode? Don't forget to like and hit subscribe. When you subscribe, you'll get easy grammar tips that actually make sense, everyday vocabulary you can use right away, and real speaking practice to boost your confidence. All in fun, bite-sized episodes. Stay tuned and keep your English popping with Podcast Popcorn.